Hi, I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome to No BS Job Search Advice Radio. This is a time where I spend about 15 minutes on Monday morning talking with you about some aspect of job search, because I believe job hunting doesn't have to be as hard, difficult, or painful, or take so long. It's Monday morning. I'm in one of those moods. Bear with me. You know, the skills needed to find a job are different than the skills needed to do a job. And unfortunately, many of you are stuck in this paradigm of believing that if you walk in the door, if you get in the door, matter of fact, let's even back it up, that once you decide that you want to find a job, the heavens should open up, the world should, bask at your feet. You need to do nothing because you're a capable individual and firms will instantly recognize it. Wrong. So this show is designed to remind you and to teach you that some of the skills needed to find a job, apart from the skills needed to do it. See, that's the mistake. The skills needed to find a job are different and complementary to the skills needed to do a job. So Monday morning, 9 a.m., no BS job search advice. And this show is brought to you by two sponsors. The first one is Audible. And if you go to audibletrial.com/the big game hunter and sign up for a free trial there, you'll be able to get a free audiobook as part of that trial. 150,000 titles available to you. I think you can find something there that might be of interest to you. So again, audibletrial.com/the big game hunter. And I know you like audio. You listen to this podcast and maybe some of my others. The other sponsor is consultingassignments.com, which is a site where you can find find consulting assignments or fill consulting assignments anywhere in the world completely free. Posting a job or a resume is free. Searching jobs and resumes is free. The only thing the site charges for is if you're going to feature more than one position over the course of the year and you want to feature it, $10 for 30 days. And if you're going to feature more than one, the price comes down from there. It's ridiculously low. So again, consultingassignments.com. Now, I'm continuing a theme I started a couple of weeks ago about recruiters, because the fact of the matter is many of you have this goofy notion about who a recruiter works for and whether recruiters fill jobs or find jobs for people. And I want to make that crystal clear to you. So the question I pose in the title is, can a recruiter help you find a job? Well, yeah, they can help, but the statistical probability is that they're not. Why is that? The answer is, and I'll use myself as an example, I have a finite number of clients. And let's say I have 100 clients in the United States, 100 firms in the United States that will talk to me, give me enough information to work with to allow me to fill positions. That's not a big universe. Each recruiter you talk with has a certain finite universe of relationships that they can work with in order to help you find work. So at the end of the day, the probability is that that recruiter you reach out to, that you say is a huge waste. Number one is you didn't fit what they were looking for that prompted you to write to them to begin with. And number two is they don't have another client that might vaguely fit what you're looking for. Another thing is the statistics on working with a recruiter. Recruiters fill a finite number of jobs, and I see conflicting numbers about this. Now, let me just give you the conflicting numbers and then tell you how I work with it. Most recently, I see that recruiters fill 6% of all positions. I also see that job boards fill 20% of all positions. And I know that recruiters often work with job boards to find people to fill jobs. So what I do is I make it simple. I combine both numbers. Even though that's ridiculous, I just say 26% of all positions are filled by recruiters. That leaves 74% of the other positions that are filled by networking. So it's a 3-to-1 ratio of networking to recruiters. With that being the case, you need to spend most of your time working to network. Now, let me just walk you through a couple of things about what a recruiter does for a living. Recruiters are out there to locate, refer, evaluate, refer, assess, and eventually fill positions with candidates that they're referring. So, if you don't fit a job that they have, it's not like they're going to get on the phone and next to, hi, I got this great person. You really need to talk with them. They're terrific. They're fabulous. Sorry, no positions? Okay, thanks. Hi, I got this. Make the next phone call. Do this. No, it doesn't work that way. We are paid by organizations to find talent to fill positions. We are not paid to find companies that will hire you. After all, how much are you paying us to do this anyway? So for those of you who would be working with a contingency recruiter, the mistake is really about how you think of what our job is. Our job is not to report to you about every bit of minutia that's going on our desk that has nothing to do with you. I had a guy tell me last week, well, what have you been doing for me? Excuse me? When did you become my boss? When did you become the person who dictates how I spend my day? And at the end of the day, I'm not finding a job for this person. I'm trying to fill positions with companies that are willing to pay me a substantial fee, and in the course of doing so, will allow me to get close enough to them to believe that I can have an influence on their thought process. You see, I need to elicit certain types of information from an organization in order to be effective. And too often, if a firm's going to take a hands-off stance with me, I can't fill it. So I don't want to bother with those firms. I want to work with firms that I can have a relationship with. So, what I'm out there trying to do is, yes, I advertise. I put out job listings, and that may come to an end very soon because I'm just finding way too much spam is coming to me. But what I try to do is locate talent for my clients. That's why, I start off by saying the statistical probability is I'm not going to find a job for you. And I'm not going to work to find a job for you. What I'm going to work to do is find a person for my client that's going to be helpful to them based upon criteria that they've defined. What I do in addition to that, and this is how I try to help job hunters who don't fit my client requirements, is yes, I develop content to help you. Now, some people watch that content, they send me a resume, which is fine, and then they expect me to call them instantly in order to evaluate and assess them for jobs I don't have. And I probably will never have. Like I had a Purdue chicken plucker yell at me a couple of weeks ago. Okay, help me understand how this makes sense, because it doesn't. So what I try to do is connect with people who fit my client needs. Now, what I'm going to try and also do is network to people, network to clients or potential clients. I'm going to find these people in a variety of ways. I'm going to go online, I'm going to do research. Google is there for me. LinkedIn is available. There are other tools. Now, some of you may have heard of some of these. These are more used by recruiters than anything, but there are products like ZoomInfo or Data.com or Google Plus, or of course Facebook and Twitter, which become ways that I can do research to find individuals and or companies, institutions and their hiring managers who I should be reaching out to about opportunities or about filling positions with them. What you want to be doing is doing things that makes it easy for a recruiter to find you. So yes, you're on LinkedIn. Woohoo! But then you make it hard from that point on. You make it hard by rarely logging on, not putting your phone number in your profile. Put it in the summary area, by the way. Not putting your email address in your profile. Again, put it in the summary area. Make it easy for people to find you. Otherwise, we go through this dance. The dance goes like this. I send an email through LinkedIn to you. Maybe you see it in a day, maybe you see it in a week, maybe you don't see it for a month. The position goes by, you miss an opportunity. Log on regularly. Regularly is not every 2 weeks, by the way. Regularly is like daily, 5 minutes. That's all it takes. You're a commuter. You got the app on your phone. If you don't, you're an idiot. Put the app on your phone. Log on your commute in the morning, see who's tried to reach out to you. Log on your commute on the way home. If you're in the men's room or ladies' room, log on for a minute. Just see if someone's trying to reach you. And if they are, respond to them. And the response should not be, oh, I'm happy where I am. I'm not interested in changing jobs. What you need to do is respond by saying, tell me more about the job. Then you can make a decision. And if you decide that what you have is the same as what they're proposing, easy. I got no complaint. But again, respond regularly to people by logging in regularly using your iPhone, Android device, whatever phone, Windows phone. There's a LinkedIn app for all of them. And what you want to be doing is responding to emails quickly, because that's how we work to help you. You see, my belief, and I'm just going to speak for myself here, and it only comes with having more than 40 years of doing recruiting, is that the person who gets ahead isn't always the smartest. They don't always work the hardest. Well, those are great qualities to have. People get ahead by being alert to opportunity. Sometimes those are internal to their organization. Most of the time, they're external. So you have to put yourself in the position, number one, to be found. So that's the notion the recruiters call the passive job applicant. I know you're not a job applicant, but that's the slang that most of the people in this business use. So, it's responding when you're being reached out to in a professional manner that does not include the phrase, who gave you my name? Who cares how they found you? Listen to the opportunity and make a decision if it makes sense. Evaluate the recruiter after they've spoken to you by going to their LinkedIn profile to see how much experience they have. I have a bias toward more experienced people than less experienced people. I have a bias toward people who've been with one organization or one circumstance for a lengthy period of time, rather than a profile of someone who's bounced around every 3 months from one thing to another, unless they were a contract recruiter. So can a recruiter help you? Will a recruiter help you? Yes. No. And the only way to find out is by speaking with them. So I hope you find this show helpful. I'm Jeff Altman. I also want to encourage you, come over to my website, which is thebiggamehunter.us, and go exploring. I've got a lot of great information there that you can watch, listen to, or read that'll help you find work more quickly. So my website is thebiggamehunter.us. Go over, go exploring. Also want to mention, if we're not already connected on LinkedIn, send a connection request to me. LinkedIn.com/IN/the-big-game-hunter. I accept connection requests from people worldwide, except if you're a scammer or spammer, except if you're a third-party recruiter. Also, follow the Big Game Hunter Incorporated there. You'll get notices of new videos and podcasts I do. You'll get a lot of information as well as jobs I'm recruiting for. Finally, if you're like most people, you have questions about job hunting, and you ask the wrong people for advice, reach out to me through prestoexperts.com. That's PRESTO experts.com, where I'm a job search and career coaching expert. So I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I hope you found this show helpful. See you next week. Take care.